Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nema Mombi and I'm joined by
Thomas Michael, yo.
Olivia Ongere.
So, Miss Nima.
So today we're gonna be discussing modern dating struggles. So as you can see, these are modern people in the modern dating. So I'm gonna ask, what are some of the challenges you have in dating as a person?
One thing I've noticed for me personally is two things. One is money. If you're not of the right social status or you don't have a good position, a good job, especially now, people aren't willing to invest in you. They're not willing to stick with you. You don't hear stories about people where they're working as a carpenter or a cleaner and their wife stays there with them. You know?
They
They're
have wives too.
Yeah, but
Those people have
yeah, but
wives.
those wives aren't people who expect them to succeed in life. They're just content. You never hear of people being like, yeah, my husband one day is gonna get better. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do it. It's just people like, I don't have a choice, so I married this person. It's never out of. It's more obligation than choice. And if you do have a choice, you always. I feel like women are always going for the top 1%. All the women who have options are always going for the top 1%. The richest guy, the one with the most money, connections, freedom, and because of that, you guys are missing out on those good guys who are around you.
But there are some who still go for the guys who don't
Yeah,
have that
but it's
high
proportion.
social.
But it's proportion.
Mm-hmm.
If you're saying out of 100,
It's
80 of them go for the one top guy, and only 10 to 20 of them go for the average guy. It's not statistically in anyone's favor.
So you're saying basically it's money is a main factor.
No,
So ladies
I'm
should
saying-
spread out.
No, I'm saying women. I think personally, I'm not saying this is a fact, but I think personally, women have this big boosted confidence that's ignorant because they watch things on
You know
YouTube,
why?
on TikTok,
No,
on
because they
Instagram.
think a man with money will provide for them, will provide for their family.
Yeah, but the question is, what makes you think a man with money would want you?
If they go, that's why they go for them to try their luck. If the
Yeah,
guy
and
wants
then-
them,
And then that causes problems later on. Think about like this: a guy with rich money takes you on his private jet to France, Paris, or Germany, or the Caribbean. He gives you one amazing weekend, and you think this is the rest of your life. And then he comes back and drops you off, and you never see him again. For the rest of your life, you feel unsatisfied because no other man is going to give you what he gave you that one weekend. And that will cause problems if you get married or have kids. Like there's this Netflix movie, I think it's called 365 Days, I'm not sure. Or Sex Life, I think that's the name, Sex Life. Where this party girl is having the best time of her life and then she gets married, she has kids.
Yeah.
And she's depressed
Yes,
thinking
I
about
watched
the joy and fun she had. And she abandons her family, cheats on her man to be with some guy she fucked when she was in her early 20s. She destroyed a perfectly good relationship, a perfectly stable family for what, chaos?
So what is the struggle now there? Is it money or
I'm saying one, yes, guys need to work money, that's just a fact. Okay, we need to work, but women also need to understand that what you see on the internet, what you see in movies, on TikTok, on Instagram, is not real.
yeah.
This is one
So
in a
there's-
million people.
So
it's
there's
not
that
going to be.
comparison.
Yeah, so you keep expecting these things that are way beyond your level, and you're disappointed, and you take out that disappointment, frustration on your man, and you make him feel inadequate.
Yeah.
That leads to cheating. Personally, I think that's the number one cause of cheating. Because a man doesn't want to come home to a woman who's always disappointed in him for not being George Clooney or Ryan Reynolds, not being rich, not being famous. So he'll go to a girl who doesn't expect that from him. It doesn't have to be serious. It can just be one night where he has some money, he can spend it, treat her right, and she's happy with him. And then she's fascinated by him. She's intrigued by him.
So you're saying basically if I'm trying to get you is the internet now is bringing the issue in the modern dating.
Yeah.
Like you see someone online has been bought for maybe let's say a G-Wagon. and you're there, you're dating your man, maybe he just
And
provides.
yeah, and then you look at
And
him
then
and
you
you're
want to compare.
disappointed. You're
Yeah.
yeah, because whether you like it or not, women by their nature
Mm-hmm.
are competitive creatures when it comes to the man they want. For example, would you rather have a guy who's wanted by many girls or a guy that no girl wants?
A guy that no girl wants.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're okay with the idea that
Why
doesn't any
why
other
is
girl
no
like him?
one- Wait.
I don't
Why
want to
isn't
share. I don't
No,
anyone?
want
it's not about sharing. It's not about sharing. Let's say
Okay.
your man won't cheat
Why?
on you.
It depends on the reason why.
It doesn't matter. That's you don't know the reason. The point being, would you rather want a man that other women want or other women never want?
Adam,
Obviously, the one who's wanted.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the way women are.
Yeah.
So
No, that's causing a problem.
yeah,
No, it's
because the fact is you're comparing your
Yeah.
man to that guy. You're like, why this guy that everyone wants has the money and the
And why does
power
my
and the
man-
freedom, and why doesn't my man want
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
there's a reason why all ladies want him.
Okay, so
It's-
let's
yeah.
Is
say.
it money
Yeah, but it's not money.
or inches?
So let's say social media is one of the struggles of modern day dating.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, social media.
I think it's the main problem. I think it's people having expectations that you can't fill. So to
Mhm.
fix this,
Social media again.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
coming from social media.
And then comparison.
like think about it, like your best friend, her boyfriend or husband buys her a G-Wagon.
Mhm.
You won't feel jealous. You won't feel frustrated or resentful that your man can't do that for you, and you have to be there and watch this person get everything that you wanted, but your man can't give you that. You won't feel any resentment for him over time.
Of course, over time you'll
Yeah,
be like, why
and that is one of the many reasons marriages break up.
not?
That's one of the many reasons relationships break up, and that's why one of the partners cheat.
So social media and comparison.
No, comparison is unavoidable. It's human nature.
Social media then.
It's yeah.
Okay. So, do you think dating sites are also affecting the modern dating?
Dating sites
Yeah.
like
Tinder,
That's part of
Bumble.
modern dating.
dating. Yes and no, but it's also good. For one thing,
Do you think people are ready to settle? The ones who are most people in dating sites are ready to settle.
Not
Very
most.
few, like
if you look at
1%,
no,
even 2%.
no, that's not true. If you look statistically, from what I've read online, statistically, most people go on dating sites to find a long-term partner, not just to hook up. Yeah, I will say, dating sites are
What
great.
percentage?
I'm not sure about the percentage, but a majority of them, so maybe over 50%, are there just to find someone to be there with them. Because most people, it's for
It's
women, exactly. It's way easier for them to just find someone to fuck. That's just a fact. If we're talking, here's the facts. Who controls sex in a relationship? It's women. Women are the ones who control sex. That's just a fact. Guys don't do that. We will do whatever we
Really?
can. Yeah. Think about it like this, okay? You go on a date,
Mm-hmm.
pays for everything, great dinner, great food, great conversation. At the end of the night, he drops you home.
Mhm.
He said, and then he says, "You can I come in?" Who's the gatekeeper? Who's the one who lets him have sex? Him? Is he going to let you have sex? No.
Don't
It's
you
a
feel
good
like
woman.
a man should take a lead?
The man can take lead, but the simple fact is, if you're having sex, it's because the woman allowed it. Unless it's rape, in most cases, it's because the woman wants you and is letting you have it. That's just the fact. In any relationship, it's the woman who's in control of sex. So even in cheating, it's the woman who's in control of sex. So if you're dating someone and the woman cheats, it's because she let it happen. There was no mistake. There was no accident. There was no It's because she let it happen.
And the man, what is the man?
For the man, it's because he chased after it. And that's the point. Guys don't automatically put themselves in a situation where they're gonna get a girl, or they're gonna cheat on them. Like for example, most guys work, they play football or they work out and they go home. If you find a guy in a bar, that's because he's putting himself in that situation. Same for a girl. So if you're dating someone Let's say you get on a site, you meet somebody, you start dating, you have to understand that you have to stop doing single people things. Going to a club at night, going out with your girls, texting random guys, being on dating sites. Those things have to stop. That's how you maintain a relationship. If you're still going out to clubs or you're still having contact with many guys that might have a crush on you or want to be with you, that's just you not being committed to the relationship. You're having a backup plan. If you have a guy and you still talk to him and he likes you and you're dating, that's because you're like, oh, this guy's my fallback plan. If things don't work out with the guy I'm dating, he'll be there to catch me and take care of me. Or if you still go out to a club, it's because you think you haven't found the right person.
So people go to the club to search.
Yeah, people go to the club to search for human connection.
But
Whether
not
it's
all
sex or dating. No, that's why you go to the club.
to have fun.
You can have fun at home drinking. You don't need to pay
Music.
10K. Yeah, you can buy a bottle of gin for 2,000, go home and listen to music instead of going to a club the other side of the city paying 10K just to dance with strangers.
But that's the fun of the club.
Yeah, but that's also my point. You want human connection.
Exactly.
And most of the time that connection leads to finding someone. That's an inevitable.
It doesn't have to be romantic.
That doesn't change the fact.
Okay, fine then. So the next point for modern dating struggles.
Ghosting?
Do you think if people were taking time to have sex maybe before marriage, would make things better?
Okay.
Like
Do you think people are going in too fast?
with sex.
To marriage or to sex?
To sex.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say? I want to know your thoughts, then I'll say mine.
First of all, I think that's not a factor.
Really?
Okay.
It's not affecting
It
anything.
is, but it
First
affects.
day you find someone, just give it out just to know if they are there for it or not.
No, I feel like sometimes you can take your time with someone.
And they still disappoint you.
Exactly.
What do you think?
But I get the point you're trying to put across, because like
you have to decide what your goal is before you go into it. Look, if your goal is to find someone to date, having sex in the beginning is recommended. Because
What?
Yeah, it's recommended. I recommend it.
You recommend
being dating only, not someone to
if
marry.
you're dating.
Or if your goal is to date someone,
Uh-huh.
then yeah, having sex in the beginning is recommended.
Okay.
Because here's the fact, okay? What's the most intimate thing you can do with someone?
of course sex.
Okay, and let's say you have bad sex with each other. Maybe you're not experienced enough, or he's not experienced enough, or he has a different tempo or different style, or he's too rough, or he's too this, or you're too that. You guys don't match for whatever reason. Would you rather date and get to know each other and have a genuine connection, be disappointed that your sexual chemistry doesn't match each other, or just at the beginning find out your sexual chemistry matches each other, and then work on falling in love? Because there was a psychological
You can
study.
always work on yourself.
So if you find that your
No.
partners
You can't.
Okay, let's say your guy likes group sex with multiple people. You're willing to work on it?
No.
So there's lines that you won't cross.
Yeah.
That's not going to change by working on it. So it's better to find that out in the beginning. Then later on when you guys catch feelings
So
for
do you
each other.
find that out through having sex?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you can. For example,
These are things
For
You
example-
find
know.
out later in the
No,
relationship.
no. Even you find
maybe
out
they won't
while
tell
having
you.
a conversation.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's better to do it in the beginning.
Do you have sex so you find out?
Yeah, look, if you're going on a date, my advice just have sex in the beginning
Yeah.
and go for dinner. You know why? Because there's no awkwardness anymore. There's no awkwardness anymore.
Oh my God. So after sex, that's when people speak the truth.
Look, there was a study done by the CIA to find out what's the best way to get information out of a man. It's the 15 minutes after sex. That's the best time you can ask a man, and that's the most truthful he'll be ever in his life. The 15 minutes after sex is the most truthful any man will be, because he will forget anything and he'll tell you the truth.
At least I'm learning.
And this is a study the CIA did
Oh
back
my
in the
God.
80s to 90s using prostitutes.
What happens to the body count now?
But that's also an issue, right? That's why I said you need to decide what your goal is. If your goal is marriage, then
You can't just
stop.
go.
No, you can't have lots of partners.
Exactly.
Because the more partners you have, the more unhappy you'll be, especially when it comes to women.
But do you know sex is a form of connection? So
Yeah, but that's
the
point.
bond that you create during sex, it
Mm.
affects you somehow.
Yeah, that's why
So
if
you
your
should
goal
not
isn't for
have-
marriage, if your goal is marriage, you shouldn't have sex, because you know why? That's not the bond thing. It's female psychology. Again, comparison. Let's say this guy is really great in bed, okay? And the other guy you had sex with is really good at cuddling. The other guy you have sex with is really good at conversations. The other guy you have sex with is really good outside of the bedroom. He can cook, he can clean, he has money. And then you marry someone. And then the guy you marry, you keep comparing him, like, why isn't he as good as cooking as my ex? Or why isn't he as good in sex as my ex? Or why doesn't he like to cuddle as much as my ex? That's what women do. Guys will never do that. Yeah, because we don't.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean men don't compare?
I mean, we compare, but when we're with you, fully with you. We don't compare in our minds while we're with you. Women will do that.
Yeah.
You guys will be cuddling with us after sex, and you'll be like, he wasn't as good as my ex in this.
No. How do you know that?
Yeah, it
How
might
do
not.
you
It
know
might
that?
not be.
That
It might not
doesn't
be.
exist.
It might not be out loud, but in your subconscious, that's what's going on.
Ah, come
Yeah,
on.
it is.
Which
It is.
women?
Female psychologists have proven this.
Oh my God, they're wrong.
Psychologists, you're right.
They did the wrong study.
That's the point.
Okay, so now another point for the struggles of modern dating, I see is people don't take their time to know each other.
Yeah, exactly, because they're busy asking for sex.
No, come on.
I don't know,
Really?
but I
Yeah.
just feel like people don't really take.
Yeah.
Like you see, long ago, courtship was different.
Let me tell
Long
you,
ago.
there's a point to why I said people are busy
Like you can
asking
find-
for
How
sex.
long ago? Give me.
When was the last time
When
you
I was
took a
a
lady for a
teenager.
date? A proper date, not like
Yeah, like
a
nowadays
bed.
you
Not-
find a guy.
wait.
Describe
wait,
a proper
not
date.
like meeting close
proper
to,
date.
to the bed.
A
or
proper
something.
date.
A proper date.
A
Let
proper
me tell
date,
you,
not
a
That
proper
doesn't
date.
end with sex. Or
A-
doesn't
yeah,
begin
a
with
proper
sex.
date.
What? Who wants to go on a date that doesn't end in sex?
Me.
No, like
You're saying you wouldn't want to have a wonderful night with your man, going dancing, eating great meals,
and then ends with sex.
and then having a wonderful passionate
And that's
night
a
next to each
person-
other.
wait,
that's
You've
not
said,
that's not
you've just
something
said
you
my
want.
man.
And that's
But
not
you've
your
said
man.
my man.
We're talking about someone you want to date.
Yes.
You're trying
Okay,
to
yeah,
know
you're
each
right.
other.
I will admit
Mm-hmm.
that the last time I went on a proper date
Mm-hmm.
was maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
That isn't for lack of trying. I've tried to take people on proper dates. It's just that everyone has reasons. I'm working, I'm busy, I'm seeing someone, I don't want to go there. No one wants to properly go out on a date even if you ask.
No.
Believe me.
Yes.
At least for me. Maybe not for
Ah.
others, but from my experience that's always how it's been.
Okay.
Okay. For me, what I see, like men nowadays, they're too lazy to do the work
Not
that
all.
involves
Yeah,
dating.
I can agree with that, yeah.
Yes,
There's
they just
no-
want
there's-
shortcuts.
No, there's no effort put into the romantic
Exactly,
setting.
exactly. That's my point.
There's no-
effort
But I
in
think
the romantic.
setting.
Yeah.
Like for
But
example,
I think every
flowers.
time you
Yeah,
find
exactly.
flowers.
Yeah.
flowers, dressing up, finding a nice restaurant.
Exactly. Men nowadays they just want to tell you, you can meet at my place. You can come at my place. I
Yeah,
can
I also
come
Then
at your
don't
place.
go.
But I also think it's also because of finances.
Simple.
I mean,
I don't think
There,
so.
there are places that you can afford, like literally.
yeah, but they're not going to be romantic. They're just going to be an
It will-
outing.
No.
You really
You
want
have
sit.
to. You can find
you really want
somewhere.
to sit-
I'm not asking you to take me to Kempinski if you can't afford Kempinski.
Then what? Art cafe.
Exactly, and I'll be
Art cafe
okay.
is 800 for coffee. I can get.
This is a Kikuyu man.
It's not Kikyu. I'm Ethiopian. Look, I'm saying
800.
maybe
Why you
yeah,
complaining?
maybe yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Coffee is
maybe you're
200.
right. No,
Yeah.
coffee is at least 300, not 200.
Yeah.
Okay, my point being, I also think because women don't try to see the effort that guys do put in. For example, okay, let's say a guy drives all the way from the other side of the city, takes time out of his day, out of his work, spends money to bring you stuff, food, lunch, groceries, maybe a gift, something small. That's not effort that you should recognize, that you should be thankful.
That's effort.
And that's not romantic.
It is.
Yeah, so I think what you're saying is you want movie romance. You want to be swept off your feet in a romantic setting.
Let me tell you how I want this to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have met with someone. We have both known that we both like each other romantically. The next step that I would want that man to take is to tell me, hey, when are you free? I can take you at this and this place. Let's go have lunch. Let's go have dinner. It doesn't have to be an expensive place.
Okay.
I don't expect like you have just met.
Also, but that's
And
a
then
risk
don't ask
for a guy.
me, when are you coming to cook for me?
Okay.
When am I coming to your place?
That is
Okay,
minimum.
but that's also
That's
you're asking.
minimum effort.
Yeah, but you're also asking a guy
Bare
to take a
minimum.
gamble.
A gamble.
For example, let's say he spends the money, his hard-earned money, to take you out on a nice date, and then you decide you don't like it, or you decide there's something that doesn't vibe with you or match with you, or maybe you judge where he took you. We're not mind readers. We don't know how you're going to see it. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. You're going to say if a guy takes you out to a simple,
You have to be intentional.
simple. Just says, hey, let's go get tea. Let's go get tea and mentali.
I will go.
And you're saying you're not.
better
There's
than asking.
there's no part of you that will be like, why is he taking me somewhere like this? Why can't he take me somewhere
No,
better?
if that is what he can
No.
afford, I'm okay.
No, if you
Well,
know your
I'm
man
saying most
doesn't
women are
have
like that.
money, why would
That's-
you have
And
so much
again,
I
expectation?
know we're talking about the beginning of the date when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't know that information.
Okay.
When you don't know that information, where he takes you is the standard you put yourself at. If he takes you to a nice restaurant to treat you nicely, like,
And
hey,
that's
I'm gonna
why
treat you nice, take
I
you to a nice
think-
restaurant.
I think
That's the
it's
standard you will see from now on. You're like, why am I not going here? And every time you go somewhere less or puts less effort, you'll be like, he's going below the standard.
And
I
that
set.
is where communication comes in. You just tell her,
yeah,
this
but
is what I can
communication is
afford
another
right
thing.
now.
Mm.
Are you okay with it or not? If
Yeah,
she's not
and
okay
then-
with it,
Yeah,
then
but then there's the fear of rejection. Everyone
Wait,
has it,
wait,
including
wait.
men.
I think it's important for you to go for a person who matches your standards. Don't ride a bicycle expecting it to fly at some point.
Exactly.
Go for
Thank
people
you.
who match your
This is what
standards,
I'm
so
saying.
you will not struggle with trying to make people meet your expectations.
That's what I'm saying. The issue, but the
you know,
issue
it
you have to
again
take
comes to the comparison thing.
Yeah, because
So if you feel like you've gone for this guy, he can only afford tea and whatever, just
At
cut him off.
Bandaski dates.
Go to the next one. You feel like he satisfies
yeah,
your
that's the
needs.
issue. That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
Women are always looking for a higher social level than themselves.
Everyone have standards, so some women
Yeah,
are
but
okay
I'm
with
saying, yeah, but then those women most of the time end up alone or end up as mistresses.
that. You mean most women are ambitious?
Huh? I'm saying most women get used
Mm-hmm.
and they're okay with it. Like I have a friend, I'm not going to say her name,
Mm-hmm.
but she has 3 different boyfriends,
Mm-hmm.
and all those 3 different boyfriends have long-term girlfriends. She's a side piece to 3 different guys,
Wow.
including a white guy who's in his 40s. And you know why she does it?
Because of money.
Yeah. And you know what happened to her? She got an STD. And she doesn't have, and when she told them, all of them dumped her, and she's alone. And she doesn't even have money to get medication for it.
Which one does she have?
I think syphilis. Last I checked.
Shit.
What?
Yeah.
What the?
But you know, also it depends with how
No,
someone.
I'm saying it's not how. I'm saying this is eventually the path you guys will take if you keep going above your standard. There's only so many guys above your standard.
You can always meet.
You
one
can always
man
go
and
for what
settle
you
with
want.
him.
Yeah, and if what you want is above you, you have to understand that what's above you might not want you. Think about it like this, okay? If you want a guy who makes more money than you, why would he want you?
For companionship.
Really?
For serious.
Yeah, for
Situations.
long-term relationships. for
Yeah,
marriage.
in that case, he would just choose someone at the bottom who doesn't expect anything.
No.
No,
Still,
it
men
is.
will still do
No,
the
no.
same shit.
No, it is because he would rather have a girl who's completely ignorant that he can set a standard for than a girl who's slightly less in social status than him that he cannot manipulate. Because let's say if a guy makes 50K more than you, okay, he can't trick you into doing anything. You guys make the same amount of money, you have the same education level. But if he goes to some village and finds a good-looking girl, he can set the standard for her.
Yeah, exactly.
How
That's
she should
why-
act, how she should behave, what
That's
she should
now-
That's
do.
why
You should
guys, ladies are looking for men with higher standards.
Because they also have
But the
very
point
high
is,
money.
but the point is, guys with higher standards are the ones who go down to the village to get their women.
No, higher standards now.
Yeah, okay. Higher standards doesn't necessarily include any of you. That's the same for me. I don't go looking for women who are super rich and super successful because I don't care about that. A woman's money, a woman's status doesn't mean anything to me. I care about the person. A woman is not like that. A woman's like, I need this guy to be able to provide for me.
Even the Bible says the men should provide.
And the Bible also says that incest is okay as long as you're Adam and Eve. That doesn't mean you do it. The Bible also says your daughter can be sold in slavery. Are you going to sell your daughter into slavery?
No, which part
Okay,
of the
That's
Bible?
yeah,
the
there
Old
is.
Testament.
There is. You can't just pick and choose what part of the Bible you want to live by. If you're going to say a single part of the Bible, you live by the entire thing.
Okay,
No.
forget about the Bible.
Okay, now back to the topic.
Okay,
The
back to the
struggles
topic.
of
Yeah,
modern dating.
yeah. My point being, okay,
Mhm.
if you want a man to provide for you, live within your standards. If you expect some rich guy from the U.S. who makes $100,000 or $1 million to come pick you off your feet in his private jet, it's not going to happen.
It will.
It won't.
It will.
Okay. Do
Shit,
you know anyone that's
helpful.
happened to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Personally, do you know someone that's happened to personally?
Personally.
Yeah.
Who? Give me a name.
Don't give a name
It's a fantasy.
on my podcast.
It's a fantasy.
No, it's not.
It is. It's a delusion that's going to ruin because you keep living like this, thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to wait for this guy," and then you're in your 30s, and then you're not attractive anymore. I mean, not physically. I mean, you're not attracted to a guy because a guy wants. If a guy's gonna marry you, he wants kids. In your 30s, your chances of getting that are very low.
In 30s?
Yes.
40s.
Yeah.
30s?
Yes.
No.
Scientifically, the older you get, the less eggs you produce, the less
Yeah,
eggs you
but-
have,
but-
and the lower quality those eggs are.
People give birth in
Yeah.
their 30s.
And they also give birth. They
In
also
the
give birth to
women in their
people.
40s.
Yeah, but the older you get, the higher there's risk of genetic mutations or miscarriage
And
or
risky
death by birth
pregnancy.
or death by birth.
But in 30s, no.
I'm saying in your 30s, the risk is way higher than in your 20s. That's why guys will go for younger girls. It's safer to have kids. She's more attractive that way. She's easier to make into the person you want to be. It's not a good thing. I'm not saying, but it is the reality of the world.
Yeah, guys go for younger ladies.
And I'm saying, the older you get, living by the idea, oh, I'm going to wait for this perfect rich guy to come get me.
Mm-hmm.
The longer you wait, the less your chances are of finding anyone. So I'm saying, live in reasonable standards. I'm not saying give up and marry the first homeless guy you meet. I'm just saying, don't expect the guy to be super rich. If he makes the same amount of money as you, be grateful. If he makes a little less, it's fine. He doesn't have to be
A billionaire.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes sense.
And in the end, most rich people cheat on their wives anyway. Is that what you want?
No.
So
Let me ask you something, guys. Are you only looking, the only quality you're looking for in dating, is it money?
no. For me, it's just if I feel good around her, does she make me happy? Does spending time with her bring me joy?
Okay. What about you?
For me, honesty.
Honey.
Honesty.
Honesty. A guy who is honest, monogamous, respectful, and kind, and stable financially.
She knows what she wants.
Okay. But that's not human.
It's not human.
There, personally, I've never met a single human who's never lied once in their life. You want complete honesty?
Who's never done what?
Who's never lied once in his life. I've never met a single human who's never lied once in his life.
It depends. When I say honesty, cheating.
Okay, so you want loyalty.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what I mean.
Then you have to understand that you have to be what he needs.
Yes, of course I am loyal.
It's not loyalty that he needs. Yeah, loyalty is a good thing, but what if he needs you to take care of yourself? Maybe dress nice around the house, or maybe clean a little bit, or cook.
That is okay.
Or what if he wants you to stay home
That,
and you want to keep working?
that's where communication comes
No, you're thinking you can talk your way out of this, but he's saying no, that's what I want. And the point is, if you can,
at what point is he telling me this thing?
let's say you guys are living together, or you're married, newly married, okay?
We didn't discuss this before marriage.
Not everything is
supposed to be
discussed. Not
discussed.
everything is discussed before marriage. Okay,
Really?
then, okay, yeah.
What is the purpose of courting and dating?
Yeah, for you to get to know each other, to know if
Yeah,
I
but
can
people
really.
change. No one stays stagnant.
What are
For
the
example-
first things you find out from a girl before dating her or being in a relationship
Yeah.
with her?
Her name.
Oh my.
You're asking what's the first thing I
Okay, that's
Okay, the
that's
qualities
first.
that you look for.
Is she kind?
Exactly.
So
That's
do
what
you-
I
Is she
said.
good looking?
How do you know if
That's
they're
what I
kind?
said.
Huh?
How do you know if they're kind?
When you talk to me.
Okay.
Like, do you interrupt me in the middle? Do you berate or insult me if I tell you things about myself? Do you judge me? When you text me, do you text me in the morning, good morning, good night? Do you ask about how my day was?
You know that is normal conversation.
No,
Anyone
it's
even who
not,
is
it's
not kind.
It's not.
Even someone who is not kind
No,
can
it's
text
not.
that.
It's not.
Yeah.
The point is, it's the effort you put in that shows if you care about me or not. Consistently, if you say every day good morning, even if I don't. That's what a guy wants. Cause look, and also another thing that's an issue for me is whether you're friends with other guys. Whether you're friends with other guys, that's another issue.
So you don't want a girl who has
No,
other friends?
I want a girl who can put boundaries between herself and a man. For example, if you know a guy wants to
How many girlfriends do you have?
female,
Mm.
3, that's it, and 2 of them are single mothers in their 30s.
That's a man.
No, it's not.
Okay, so
You're asking friends, not people I know. I know many girls, but the ones I call my friends, who genuinely know about my life and ask how I do, there's 3 of them, that's it. The rest are people who need something from me, or I need something from them. There's a difference, they're acquaintances. If you're asking friends, I know what a friend is.
Yeah.
And I can tell I only have 3.
what's a friend to you?
A friend is someone
You
who will help you without expecting anything back in return.
And the first person you think of when you have a problem.
Yeah, and the person who will suffer so that you don't have to suffer, or who will pay a price so that your life is a little bit simpler and easier, even if it means he has to suffer a little bit, or he has to put more effort or go out of his way to do something.
For you.
For me, that's a friend.
Yeah.
For example, if I'm stuck and I need money for this matatu or boat, and I call them and say, please give me 1,000 or 800 or 500, they'd be like, yeah, take it. And
Yeah, that's a
they're like, you don't need to pay me back. It's a small amount. It's not an issue. You can take it. That's a friend.
For me, a
How
friend
many
is
people can you text and ask for money like that?
right now in my life. Okay, my mom.
That's
my
not
dad,
family. That's not family. Family will
My
do it.
sister.
No family. I'm talking about people who aren't blood related to you.
Who are not.
Yeah, that you could ask for money and then they would do everything they can to help you get it.
Three.
Not 3
Three.
people.
Yeah.
See, those are friends.
Yeah.
Nima, what about you? How many people do you have like that? Even if you ask for money, they will give you money, or if they can't give you money, they will do everything they can to help you. How many people do you have like that in your life?
2.
And those are
So
the
you
friends.
could know hundreds of people, but you only have 2 friends.
Yeah.
So my point being, for me, that's most girls when they hang out with guys, they're not friends with the guys.
They want
The guys
some-
wants to fuck them. That's a majority of them. And the girl keeps them around because it boosts her self-confidence and makes her feel wanted and desired. I have no issue with that. But if I'm dating a girl, she can't do that.
So when you said you have female friends, right?
Yeah.
So you want to fuck your female friends.
No.
But why are
They're
you saying
friends.
But why are you saying when guys are friends?
No, I said when you have guys in your life. I said most of them aren't your friends. Most of them want to fuck you.
But you are.
But you are a guy friend in someone's life.
Yeah, but I don't want to fuck them.
Exactly, that's the
That's
same with the
the-
guy
Yeah,
that
but
you.
that's why I'm friends with them and not acquaintances. There are other girls I'm acquaintances with that I would like to have sex with, but I don't call them my friends because I know that I want to have sex with them. A friend doesn't want to have sex with you. A friend cares about you. No, he doesn't want anything in return. Okay, think about it like this, alright? You have two guys, okay?
Mhm.
Guy A, you ask for help. He's like, yeah, here, I'll help. I'll leave work early. I'll come. I'll pick you up. I'll help. Guy A is like, yeah, I'll come, but you wanna go get drinks this weekend? There's always an attachment to it. There's always an exchange, a payment for his service.
Yeah. So for
That's
the
not
three
a friend.
girls,
That's not fair. For the three girls,
that's
I don't do that.
yeah.
If they ask for help, I'll help them. I don't
For
expect
the
anything.
rest,
For the rest, they're not people I trust. So the way I live my life is, I'll help you, but there's a limit to how much help I'll give, how much kindness. Otherwise, I need something in return. It doesn't have to be sex. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It could be get me coffee, or get me a chocolate, something small like that that doesn't affect them too much.
Okay.
I'm very strict with my definition of friends.
Exactly. Not everyone you call your friend.
So that's why if I'm dating a girl, the main issue I have is how many guys are in her life, and how many of them she can actually treat as friends, and how many guys she calls friends that just want to have sex with her. And if she's not willing to cut off those guys while we're dating, then I'm not willing to invest in her. And also Instagram pictures. You can't keep posting sexy pictures online if you're dating me.
What is sexy picture to you?
Okay,
Bikini pictures.
bikini pictures, short skirts, party dresses,
What?
you with too much attractive makeup, things like that. Because those are signals that you're single. What's the difference between what you're doing and posting a bikini picture while you're dating and a random girl who's single and posting it?
there's a difference.
There's no.
There's
you
a
both
difference.
no. You both want attention. That's why you're doing
Wow,
it.
posting is attention.
Yeah. Why do you post? Tell me a reason why you post.
For memories, so that
Okay,
one
keep
day
it
when
in your
I'm
phone.
old,
Keep it in your phone.
my phone can get lost.
You can keep it on your Google Drive.
One day when I'm old, I can show
Okay,
my kids.
put it on your Google
or
Drive.
I can show
Put it on
someone.
your cloud. Put it on your Google Drive. You don't need it to be seen on a social media site. If it's really just for memories, keep it on the phone. And if you're worried the phone's going to be lost, keep it on a Google Drive or a cloud. No, you post it because you want people to see it. You want attention. That's why you post it. That's why Instagram
Give me
exists.
attention.
Am I? No, then tell me, why don't you do what I said? Why don't you just keep it on your phone and don't post it online? Why, if you're worried about your phone losing, why don't you keep it on your cloud? Instead,
Oh my god.
give me a reason why you don't do that instead. And you post it somewhere where anyone can see and comment on it.
Yeah, I think there's a point.
You do it
But
for
not
attention.
for attention.
It is for
for-
attention.
Oh.
It is for attention. It's attention for girls, it's attention for guys, it's attention for random people. It doesn't matter. You want people to see you and you want people to compliment you or to be
No.
attracted. Yeah, you do. So you're saying you post a
So it
picture
means-
and you're happy if some guy says, "Oh God, you're the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Don't post this stuff." You're happy if someone does that?
It won't matter.
No,
to
I'm
me.
saying, would you feel good if someone did that?
I won't even mind.
Really?
Be very
Yeah.
happy.
If everyone
Nice.
did that.
I'm happy.
I won't
If
mind.
every
because
single
Yeah.
person who follows you did the exact same
I
thing.
won't mind because I'm not doing it
See.
for them.
It's easy to say that now, and if it actually happens, how you feel inside can be contradictory. Yeah. People can say, "Oh, I won't get hurt, I won't be affected," and when it happens, they're affected. Am I wrong? Is that not why you guys wear makeup? No, think about it. You guys say you want honesty, right?
Why do you wear makeup?
Because you want to look good.
But we can stay without.
Then go out without makeup.
I
Why
do.
did you come on makeup in this show then? I didn't. This is what I was going to work and I came in.
This is
I have
very bad.
nothing. Yeah,
Because I'm
exactly.
going out after.
No, you're not.
I'm going
It's
out.
a weekday. You've got work tomorrow.
Today is Saturday.
No, today is.
Oh my
Friday.
god.
Oh shit! Today is Saturday. Damn, I didn't know that.
What?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, you're going
No.
out. Okay, you're going out after. Finish. You've made your point.
Oops.
But even
Mine to sweat, and then the pain of the waxing is enjoyable for you.
It's
You like
fantastic.
that?
I want to look good for myself.
No, you can no. You can look good for yourself. The makeup,
Mm-hmm.
the waxing,
Mm-hmm.
the fake eyebrows. That's
Why are
not for
insisting
you
on
It's for
waxing?
me.
because it's painful and it's not
Self-love.
enjoyable.
Self-love.
Self-love is going and getting a massage.
I don't want
That's self-love. Not getting a bikini wax.
to. What if I don't want to have hair?
Shit. One, if you don't want to have hair, you would have gotten laser surgery.
What if I can't afford it at the moment?
Then save
And
to
I want to
afford it.
look good.
It's safe to afford it. And you
What?
want? Why do you want to look good? You want to look good for others. That's the
So that when I look at myself, I feel good.
Olivia. You see yourself every day in the mirror, and you're not depressed, are you?
No,
Do you try to commit suicide
no,
because you think you already look good? You just want to look better.
yeah.
That's the point. You want to look better, not for yourself, because you already know you look good.
Mhm.
You want to look better for someone else.
No,
Yeah.
not for someone else.
Yeah, it is for someone else. That's the way people are.
Everything I do for myself is for me to feel good in myself.
Olivia, you want to feel good? Go get a cake.
Huh?
That's feeling good. You don't need to spend hundreds of shillings getting extensions or doing your nails to look good.
We need to do our nails.
Yeah, so that I
that's
feel good.
important.
These things will scratch you and they're inconvenient to use.
Okay, so is it a problem for you, for a
No,
lady who looks like
I'm
this?
saying it's a problem for me for you not to admit that. It's not for you, it's for someone else. Admit that.
This is for me.
For me, you don't understand this.
Who wants to be scratched by my nails?
See, you're
Scratch
saying who wants to be
yourself.
scratched for someone else?
I'm
I want when I
scratching
look at my
myself.
nails, I'm like, oh, they
They
look
look
nice.
good. Yeah. You have to understand what is a woman. A woman is a
Yeah.
flower. Is a
No.
flower. Do you need to be
It is
colorful?
literally this is literally
Oh.
men trying to control you. You go back 80, 100 years, nail polish didn't fucking exist. Heels didn't exist. You know
They
heels
used to do
no,
things
heels
with the-
heels were originally for men. They were military wear for men, heels.
to get taller.
No, as a way of not stepping in mud. They had attachments to the heels that would so you wouldn't step in mud and get your uniform dirty.
He'll sink.
Heels. And then women decided, oh, this makes me look taller, which is more attractive to
Heels.
men.
Yeah.
It also emphasizes my ass and breasts.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
hips force you to raise your heels, which emphasizes your ass, and to maintain balance, you have to push your chest out. So it emphasizes your chest and your ass. Heels.
Okay. I'm wearing heels
Also,
everywhere.
why? What's your favorite makeup color?
Makeup.
Should match.
Lipstick. What's your favorite lipstick color?
Red.
Corrections. Why? Because red is the most seductive color. It biologically induces dopamine responses, which increases sexual drive.
Ooh. I need
Whether
that.
lips is the reason is that when you have sex, more blood flows throughout your body, your face gets flushed red, your lips get redder during sex. So by wearing red lips, it associates your brain with that.
Men should wear red lipstick.
My point being,
Mm-hmm.
there are things women do and there are things guys do.
So how is that
Okay,
affecting
what do you
modern
do
dating?
for yourself, like
I'm
to
saying-
make you feel good?
Looks for me.
Mm-hmm.
I
What do
just
you
wear a
do?
suit. That's it. I take a nice shower and I wear a suit. I love suits because my grandfather loves suits, and I do the same. That's what I do to feel good. I don't wear it for anyone else's sake. I wear suits when I went to play basketball. Yeah, I came back from work. I was wearing a suit. I wanted to play basketball. I took off the suit, put up my sleeves, and I played basketball. I didn't do it for anyone else's. I did it for my sake.
The same way we do makeup.
But
and
I
hair.
also do it for women. If I go out and I want to look good in front of a girl, I'll wear a suit.
You
That
see?
is your going out.
Yeah, but that's also for her sake. I can do something for my sake and also for another. That I can admit that I do it for them. You say you put makeup and do all this for yourself, but you cannot admit that you also do it to get a man's attention. That's my issue.
To get a man's attention.
Yeah. Can you admit that the makeup, everything you're doing, is to also get a man's attention? Maybe it is to make you feel better. I can accept that.
A woman will always want a man's attention.
Exactly.
Even when married, even when single,
that's
you
why
always
girls
want a
have so
man's
many guys in your
attention.
contacts.
No, even when you're married, you
Really?
still want your
Okay.
husband's attention.
How many guys are in your contacts that you talk to?
That I talk to?
Yeah. Let's say weekly. How many guys do you talk to weekly?
Maybe 4.
4 guys.
Ah.
You talk to consistently weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just find it hard to believe, but alright.
Why?
So should be more or less.
Should be more.
On average, it's more.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, you talk to
Let us
problem.
Let's see. Let us see.
Daily, like every day when you wake up, they tell you good morning.
No, it's not even 4 by the way.
Let's see. Sure. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to trust you when you won't show me.
I'm just trying to check.
Yeah. Let's see. How many? The number increases or decreases? Pressure increases.
Hmm?
Pressure increases or decreases?
Because I can tell you how many women I talk to.
How many do you talk to?
2.
On daily basis.
Yeah, and both of them are for work reasons. I don't even talk to my mother that much.
And when you're in a relationship?
Her, mostly. Most of my other contacts are guys.
Wow.
See, that's the difference in women. Because I don't need a woman's attention that much. I like it, I want it, but I don't need it. Women need guys' attention. Even if it's just some random guy they have no feelings for, it's better to have his attention than to have none.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so that leaves a problem in a relationship when you're dating a guy.
No, when you're dating, that's done. You will not be
No.
talking to other guys when
You
you're
will, you will.
No.
So you're telling me you've dated and you've cut off contacts with every other guy in your
Exactly.
life?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're dating,
Okay.
you should
Yeah.
be talking to other guys.
Better than how it was when I was living in Canada. In Canada, girls never did that. They would fight and cry and say you're insecure that I'm talking to other guys.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
when you're
when
dating,
I'm
you're
dating,
dating.
me when I'm dating someone and we are, it's official,
Exclusive.
exclusive, both of us like.
But
want
not
to
like,
something.
not like just a guy saying nothing, not showing any sense of commitment, and you
Yeah.
assume you are dating and you
Yeah.
stop talking to other
The
ones.
guy has to ask me, do you want to be my girlfriend? I say yes or no. When I say yes, we are in a relationship exclusively that we
Okay.
both know.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
both, no one else.
Alright,
is
okay.
talking to.
Alright, anything else you guys want to talk about? This is your
I
chance to
think,
ask.
even-
I think
Come on.
that was it. I think the next one I want to do is
Questions,
ask
ladies are
questions.
too afraid to ask
No,
me.
wait, I have to cut the. So that's it for today's guys. I think
See ya.
I'll have to split this video into 2.